How you perking? I hope you're perking good. So, we have made it to February 2025. So, we are 1/12 of the way there. Yeah. Yeah, we've okay. Yeah, no. All right. We survived. And so now here we are in February, and we're wanting to figure out what in the hell can we look forward to this month? What's coming up for us? Anything we need to have a heads up about? Anything that we are allowed to know about February 2025? So I'm fixing to dig into that today, see what answers we can come up with here. And yeah, I am a licensed mental health clinician as well as a spiritual intuitive, and on these videos we take a look at the tea with the tarot. Before you get freaked out by that, I do have a good track record here on the channel, so I do hope you hang around, give it a little bit of a try here. And I'm gonna go ahead without further ado and bring up the cards over here and move this microphone right here. Moving old Penelope, trying to match in the reds. Okay, gotta do some things to try to make it feel lighthearted and fun, because we're about to look into some stuff that, you know, we tend to can't help it but get a little bit anxious about what's coming down the pipeline. So I like to do some things to keep it light. Keep it light by matching my Penelope, and then at the end I always do some B-rolls of puppy shenanigans and silly stuff like that, just to try to keep the beginning and the end of the video light, because here in the middle, where we're getting all this context about the month, sometimes there are some doozies. So, matter of fact, my drink matches this too. I'm gonna take a swig. Flavored water. Y'all drink up too. Hydrate. All right. So these are always open internationally. So people from all over the world, this may apply to your region as well. Try to keep this open because I know that I've got folks watching this from all over. And as usual, I'll let you just my interpretation on this. YouTube likes it when I put that kind of disclaimer out there. So, what are we allowed to know about February 2025? What are we allowed to know? Pray tell. Let's see here. Okay. Alrighty. So, right off the bat, I am just curious because for a long time, here in the States anyway, whenever I would ask certain questions and we'd get this card, it was President Joe Biden. But as he was shifting towards the outs and the new folks were kind of shifting in, this card has come up in several readings representing Elon Musk. So just because I'm seeing this in here, I want to get a little extra context, see if this is who it seems like this is talking about before we start diving into what all these mean. So I'm going to get a context card up on him. And whoop, we got a couple flipping around here. Actually. Okay, yeah, well. Alrighty, so okay, so I'm just going to get started with what I'm seeing here. I always say what I see, whether it feels good to say it or not, whether it aligns with my own personal beliefs or not. I just see it and I say it, but I also can't squeeze shit out of the cards that isn't here. So this is what I'm seeing. It does look like this is talking about Elon Musk. Right now, his card is getting put here in an upright position, which is a decent sign for him. It means that at this time, you know, we're not necessarily shit talking the guy, though a lot of people would want to, and you know, whatever, that's on them. But here it's not coming up in a reverse position. However, there's some tricky situations around this that I feel like we gotta discuss. So the Page of Cups is coming up here in reverse, and the Eight of Swords is also coming up here in reverse. When we did a reading recently, what day was that? I don't know, probably about a week ago. I don't have it pulled up here on my screen like I usually do. Probably about a week ago when we did a video on Elon Musk and his whole, hand gesture thing that I don't want to repeat here on the channel. They did bring up this card here where they were talking about whether it was like emotional immaturity, emotional stuntedness. Somebody in the comments said, so is it kind of like, edgelord type thing? And there's kind of that vibe coming here, somebody that likes to be edgier or, go against the grain or troll or, stuff like that. And this card did come up for that. And so I'm seeing it here again, which also adds more context to this, probably talking about Elon. When it's bringing here, though, the Seven of Cups upright and the Seven of Swords in reverse here, especially right next to, like I said, this Eight of Swords here in reverse, this is showing that in February, it looks like February is going to be a strange mixed bag related to Elon Musk. So, like, if we already thought that, he was coming up in the news quite a bit in January, there's more to come with that in February. So, like in January, the gestures happened on an inauguration day speech, I believe. And then I know people have talked about him for some other stuff he's either said or done or gotten involved with or whatever recently in January. But here, it's looking like there's going to be some more, dare I say, maybe even scandal type stuff related to Elon Musk coming up in February. I say scandal in quotes because it feels like there might be some people that consider the things that happen to be a scandal, and then some people to be like, you're blowing this out of proportion. It's not that. It's not as big of a deal. You're making it into something that it's not, or whatever. So it would depend on who you ask, but it's going to be a bit of a mixed thing here. It looks like whatever goes down, it's something that he's kind of able to, I don't want to say salvage his image, because it, again, depends on who you ask, but that he's able to kind of figure out how to navigate this, or he makes certain choices around how to navigate it. However, that Seven of Swords in reverse is a little bit weird to see. That card, if you've been here for the channel for a while, you can tell that card can sometimes be a bit of a shifty card. And sometimes a bit of a sneaky card. So there's something here in February that feels like he's got something up his sleeve, and perhaps not in the best kind of way. Let me get a little bit more context on this. I'm scared to, probe too deep, but we'll just see. Yeah, something that's kind of out of balance, that he's been kind of looking towards for a while, that it's like he's been making plans for and looking towards for a while. And it would be putting him in a very interesting kind of position. How do I put this? Kind of like how he has been gaining power already. This is kind of a furthering of that. So say you gain power because you become more wealthy, and then you gain power because you have, your hands in a lot of cookie jars across lots of different countries, lots of different economies, lots of different companies, things like that. And you become more powerful because you align yourself with a new administration, like presidential administration. And so you're literally being privy to some inside knowledge and inside decision making and things like that. That gives you more power. It feels like there's even more kind of coming down the pipeline in February for Elon Musk, which is wild, because this is just at least in my lifetime, it's just unprecedented to have somebody like quote unquote from the outside just be building up so much power in all these different kind of ways. But that's what I see here coming up. Again, the strength card comes up in reverse because he gets hit with something in February that knocks him off kilter. And again, some people would consider it a scandal, others would not. But that does kind of throw him off his rocker a little bit in February. And yeah, has to make things stop and slow down. Is this like I stepped on the wrong people's toes? I went too far this time. I, put my foot in my mouth at the worst possible time or worst possible way. There's something here like that coming up for him in February. So, I guess, if he's used to being a little bit more come and go and do and say whatever I want, whenever I want, I think a little bit of that's going to have to get either roped in or else just deal with the consequences of not roping it in is what this is looking like here. Yeah, things are going to start to shift or be called to shift because there's going to be some confusion and stuff coming out. So I don't know. This puts him in a really weird, precarious situation in February where he is simultaneously growing in power and gaining more influence and presence, while at the same time, the lighter his light shines, the more prominent his shadows also become, and that starts to be taken into consideration by people who will dig up that stuff, find that stuff, pull that out of the woodwork and try to hit you with it. So a weird month that revolves a lot around Elon Musk. These are strange times. Really, wow. And it's giving me like a bit of a headache over here. Like I'm literally getting a headache over this. Good God. Okay. So let's just go down to this so that I don't belabor this one point too long here. But what I'm seeing down here with the Lover's card in reverse, 5 of Wands upright, 9 of Swords in reverse, is that in February there's gonna be some sort of major falling out of people or entities that were previously in alignment. So something about we used to be on the same page or in together, that's kind of getting broken up now. There's some estrangement going on. There's some things that it's like I'm going to have to separate myself from that because that's not a part of me. And so that kind of relationship strain, again, between people or entities in February is going to cause some conflict. And then because of that, that's also going to cause some anxiety and paranoia. So, man, the way that they're putting this in my mind is like if you're a kid and your parents are having some strain on their relationship and then they start fighting and then you start getting anxious and paranoid because it's like, whoa, they're fighting. I can't control that. I can't do anything about that, but it's going to trickle down and it's going to affect me to have this happening. That's the vibe this is giving, that there's some kind of people or entities on a bigger, broader level that are starting to feel more and more strained, less and less on the same page in February. And that causes some conflicts, pretty noteworthy conflicts to start happening or to intensify. And then those of us here on the ground at the mercy of it are just like, oh God, there's nothing I can do about this. I can't control for this. And, whatever the ripple effects are, I'm going to be, on the shit end of the stick with that. And so we would be freaking out about that. Again, just trying to poke around here for the Hermit card. that is kind of reinforcing that there wouldn't be a whole lot we would be able to do on those things happening. So we would have to kind of just throw up the reins a little bit and be like, okay, you know, at some point I'm just going to have to trust myself to be able to handle whatever comes down the pipeline as it comes down the pipeline. And I'm going to have to kind of unplug from watching the ping pong back and forth type of thing, because that's going to make me nervous, anxious, and freaking sick to have to deal with all this back and forth. So I'm just going to have to unplug and be like, tell me when you got something figured out and set in stone. Because I just cannot watch this play out. It's just got my stomach up in knots, and there's nothing that I can do anyway. This is, you know, worrying about it isn't going to help me prepare myself any better. So I just need to try to, you know, let go a little bit. There's that kind of an energy coming in terms of how we might have to handle all of this conflict from relationships and things falling out. So this is pretty chaotic here, this energy. So not gonna lie, you know, people that were thinking that January was a lot and, you know, feeling tired already from all of that, it's just the visual they're giving me is this kind of jostling, like this, you know, for whatever reason, this is a horrible thing to say, but it's just the visual that I'm getting. So again, I just have to say what I see, but it's like what I'm seeing is if you have like a basket and you're putting like, and again, I'm so sorry, but like baby chicks and little things in it, and then you're shaking the basket and you know, they're all disoriented and like, fuck, you know, that kind of thing. It's a horrible visual. I apologize, but that's what came up about kind of what February is going to feel like. So I just got to say what I see. Again, it's all alleged, just my interpretation, and just putting it out there because it came up. So I don't see this, again, as I've said in the past, you know, I don't see this as a means to scare us. I see this as a means to be a heads up, so that if we're prepared that, hey, it's going to feel chaotic in February, we're going to feel jostled up in February, then the guidance is that we can't just sit here and allow ourselves to be jostled. It's better if we say, okay, then I'm just going to unplug my braining and my emotions from this stuff just enough to preserve my sanity and well-being. And if and when there's something that becomes concretized in a way that I really do need to know, I will be informed of that, and I can trust myself to proceed forward at that time. But for right now, I got to get off this roller coaster ride. I got to get off this watching the ball ping pong from like this, because it's making me dizzy and getting a crick in my neck. And I just got to get off this ride. I ain't in the carnival, you know. And so it does seem like that's the kind of heads up and guidance they're trying to give us. And so I think of that as more of a loving thing than, hey, I'm trying to freak you out kind of thing. So that's one thing. Before I pull these up and reshuffle, just because I haven't done this yet, let me go ahead and try to show. Come on. Why does it take so long to get freaking, you know, clear on here? I'm just trying to show you the damn date and time. There we go. Shit. Friday, January 31st, 5:52 at the time of filming this. So, I just like to put that there because, God forbid, as I'm going through these readings, sometimes things start to come true way faster than I can control for. Like, I'll be doing these readings and things will come true like literally 3 hours after or something that I do cards, and I just have to timestamp everything. So just showing my phone there because I don't know when this video is going to be able to get posted to put up on the YouTubes. So as I am shuffling this up, I will mention that after we're done with this main video, we always do a second video over there on the Perk Squad. So the Perk Squad's the channel membership, and we always do a second video, an extended video of whatever else we can know that didn't get captured in this first main video. So that will be over there today as well. We'll have this February 2025 and then the extended February 2025 reading. So if you want to be a member of the Perk Squad, then you can join with the button below or in the link in the description box, and both will lead you over there. It lists all the different perks. I want to say that there's like 5 or 6. The one it doesn't seem to list is that we also do weekly forecasts, so getting updated every single week about what to expect for the week. That's not listed there. Everything else is listed there when you click the join button. And one of the perks are video shout outs. So shout out to you, Caddy, and thank you for being a member here of the Perk Squad. Happy to have you. Shout out to you, Caddy, and thank you for being here. And yeah, that's all over there. And join us on our live streams twice a month if you would like to possibly win a free month membership in the Perk Squad, because we hand out 5 free month-long memberships every single time we go live twice a month. So, anywho, I think I am sufficiently shuffled up. And somebody went into my description box and found the cards that I like to use for this, and they sent a deck to my P.O. box. Thank you. You know who you are. I just want to say thank you on a video to you. You know who you are. Thank you for sending me a deck of cards. I go through a new deck probably once a quarter, so about 4 decks a year, because I do a lot of, channeling on this channel and on private readings, and so they kind of get gunked up and everything real fast. So thank you for that. I appreciate you for doing that. So, shout out to you as well. Alrighty, so what else, pray tell, spirit guides, can we know about February 2025? Let us see. Lord have mercy with this damn card coming up again. Y'all saw how much I shuffled, so why in the world is that one coming up here again? Okay, so worldwide, as in multiple different countries, across several countries, this is going to be an issue. For this thing to be popping up here again, this is going to be an issue. So, again, the energy with this card and this positioning, how it's kind of been coming up, is shifty, sneaky, possibly manipulative, untrustworthy, not dependable, trying to get their own ducks in a row, but for selfish means. That energy is coming up big time in a lot of different countries in February. So this is going to be a weird kind of breaking down of things. So breaking down of trust in governments, breaking down of trust in certain philanthropists or companies or organizations, certain breaking down of communication or of policies or of perceptions all across the world. So I imagine that this is going to be a part of the whole chaos that we saw in the first pool, where everything looked jostled. This is going to be a part of that. I imagine that if you have that kind of a shakeup in a lot of different countries around the world, that starts to collectively make the energy in the world also very chaotic and scattered and agitated. So just as a heads up, that's going to come down the pipeline. The good news about that is our star card upright, which is new beginnings. So again, all the cliches. It's always darkest before the dawn and all that kind of stuff. Cliche, yada, yada, yada. But there's some truth to those types of things. Otherwise, they would not become cliche. Yeah. And so that's what we're seeing here, is because of those rumblings going on, there's some things that start new that had to, and there's going to be people in each of these countries that step in to try to bring about that newness. So, like, as an example, if something goes on, here or in Canada or in the UK or something that's unsettling and people are like, whoa, okay, I'm getting really tired of this. You have been called out for being shifty and selfish and manipulative and yada, yada, yada. You've been called out. Somebody else might be like, this is what I propose based on that. This is what we should do based on that, and start bringing up something else. So we're going to be seeing like this wave in February of like, here is the leadership again in governments or entities or organizations and institutions. Can be private, doesn't have to be public, but we're going to see those leadership roles be challenged and or undermined by other voices ready to set some new things into action or propose some new things. And we all know when entities in power are challenged and or undermined, again, the jostling, because it doesn't go very well. That gets chaotic also. So again, that also brings up what we were seeing earlier in the first poll about the parents are fighting and that's going to trickle down and affect us. So see, we're seeing these same themes. We've already done this is our third category now. We did a top and a bottom, another top. I'm going to get to the bottom in a second. But so far in all three of those patterns have already been repeating. They've already been repeating themselves. So look for those patterns. Chaos, the parents are fighting. Those kinds of, the rattled basket. Those things are repeating here. Whew, February. Good heavens. Okay, moving down to this bottom row. And again, I'm telling you, all across the world. Lots of different countries simultaneously. February. Okay, bottom row. Judgment card in reverse. Empress card upright. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. With this, it looks like I hate to say like more scandals, but again, more things that at least a good chunk of the populations would be considering as scandals, because the Judgment card being in reverse is like, what were you thinking? Why was that how you decided to make that judgment? What the hell were you thinking? How did you arrive at that point? And then this sense of, this has been going and building for a while, but this is not fair, not balanced, not okay. And so what were you thinking? We've got to do something about this. And again, this feels like it will also be happening in multiple different countries around the world. So this is a weird month where like globally, we're all on the same page about these certain themes with the whole shakeup and the parents are fighting. So it's like, I feel like in previous months that we'll look at things, we might see this is happening around here, whereas this is happening, more in the East, whereas we might see this in some country somewhere. This is like, hey, all the countries, or at least a lot of different countries across the globe experiencing these same themes in the same month. So that is different than our usual. And I don't know whether to think of that. I don't know what to think of that. I'm a little bit unnerved by that, to be honest. But yeah, there's this like what people would consider scandals cropping up in multiple different countries in February. Just a lot of energy about that coming out. Things that have been going on for a while and they're finally getting called out for it. There are things that will be coming out all around the kind of social scale. Let me get situated on this damn stool. Coming around all the different scales, so social scale. So by this I mean that it's almost always because of some sort of an interpersonal type of thing that's coming up in terms of what might be considered scandals. So what we're going to want to be looking out for across countries, we're going to want to be looking out for like sex-related scandals. We also want to be looking out for quote-unquote abusive power type of scandals. We want to be looking for things like, nepotism, or, you gave to this person unfairly because of your relationship, some weird scratch my back and I'll scratch yours type things. Like, there's just weird interpersonal things going on and coming up and out in February, which is funny because February is the month of love. That's part of why I wore a red lipstick and put Penelope in red. Valentine's Day, month of love. This looks more like a tomato than a heart. Is that better? No. How do you do the heart? This looks, there you go. Still looks tomatoey, but whatever. My tomato to yours. If there's a tomato emoji, please put it in the chat. Is there a tomato emoji? But anyway, it's supposed to be the month of love. And here we see interpersonal stuff. Like, you gave this to them because you like them and you're friends with them. That's not fair. This is supposed to be, a fair process or something. Whatever process. If you're, British or Canadian. I'm getting the sillies. I'm sorry. Let me take a sip of water. I'm just starting to get silly because this is just, honestly, I'm just already overwhelmed. I'm like, this month has already overstimulated me and we haven't even fucking started it. Gosh. But it's like, my God, y'all, I'm just exasperated because I'm like, maybe a scandal wouldn't come out about you if you just did shit the way you're supposed to, Maybe if you just operated the way that you're meant to, you wouldn't have to worry about this. But interpersonal things that could be perceived as scandals cropping up all over the place. A lot of stuff happening overseas. So overseas from where I'm sitting, and I'm sitting in South Carolina in the United States. And so overseas from that, anywhere across the pond, y'all are especially going to be having some weirdness crop up over there. And again, interpersonal. See, we get another one. We had a 3 of Cups, all these people. 3 of Pentacles, all these people. Interpersonal issues. So y'all need to get your houses in order over there with and I know I'm not talking to y'all as in more of the us's. I'm talking to y'all as in y'all's leadership and whatever's going on over there, because this is out of damn control. I mean, everybody here is like, what in the world can y'all be having so many interpersonal issues with? It's like personality issues, personality conflicts. So-and-so got this when they were my friend, but now we're not friends anymore, so I'm going to say it out loud, or stuff like that. Just weird crap like that happening. Things that have to do with money. So it's not only relational, but it also has to do with money. So again, you could be giving money to people or situations because they're your friend or in favor, rather than it being the right thing to do. Just all of this weird crap coming up and out in February to be on display for everybody to see. And then again, here we get the card that we got earlier that was representing Elon Musk. So he might be a part of some of this crap that comes down the pipeline in February. He might find himself kind of squished in the middle of it a bit. And this is why they put out that guidance front and center about us to be like, hey, the parents are fighting. That's for them to figure out. How about we just go back to our little bedrooms and we don't worry about what our parents are saying. And if we need to know something, such as we're going to move out or so-and-so's getting a divorce or whatever, that we'll be told that when we need to know that. But we can't be sitting here involving ourselves with the he said, she said, and getting all, ping pong back and forth to where we're getting all sick about it. And, no, this is a mess. This is like when, y'all know when there's these messy, sloppy people in your hometown that sits there and starts vague booking on social media about their relationship, and you see their relationship falling out on social media, and it'll be the couple that's always like, this is my man, this is the male version of me, I'm so in love, and and it'll be those people. And then like 2 weeks later, there'll be posts like, if you feel like this, girl, you deserve better, or something like that. Or there'll be like these memes like, if someone shows you their true colors, believe them, or whatever. And you're like, uh-oh, Lisa's getting sloppy on the Facebook. She's vague booking. I think there's trouble in paradise. Like, that shit's what's happening in February with a lot of like leadership and organizations, and we're just like gonna be sitting here in the mix. And if we were to watch and listen for everything going down, we would get freaked out about it. We would get anxious about it. Case in point, like here recently with the whole, federal jobs thing, we had a mini reading on the federal jobs on our live stream this past Tuesday. Because people were worried, like, the federal jobs thing's going wild. And the grant that I work on for my job right now is federal dollars, so if that gets cut, I'm jobless, so, I have 3 jobs currently, but I'd be out of one of them, the one that pays the most. So that is a problem. So yeah, if I were to sit there and watch all those little things, then of course that is going to make me anxious as hell. It is. But then this is kind of being like, instead of watching they are going to get canceled. No, they're not. Wait, they might be. I don't know. And all of that making ourselves sick. Then the guidance would be kind of telling me, okay, pull back and just be like, if my job's going to get canceled, trust that I'm going to know that it is when I need to know that it is, and that I will trust myself to find a way to navigate that and figure out what the hell to do. Because worrying about it and all the little nitty details and watching every little thing and every little fight and everything that happens play out, it's getting me worried to the point that I get sick, but it's not helping me actually get prepared. Is that helping me get a new job? Is that actually helping me prepare myself of the grief of losing a job? Is that in any way preparing me or helping me? Or is it just hurting me and I need to just wait until there's a set in stone decision? That's kind of what they're showing, is that type of thing. Because it looks like there's more of that type of crazy shit in February 2025. Good Lord. And I ran out of water too. I need more, because this is like, this is so much, I'm getting like the sticky spit over it. I don't like that. I don't like how that feels. Oh my gosh. Let's shuffle this up, see what else we can find out. As I get shuffled, just putting it out there, if you'd like to book a private reading with me, then BeasTalksAndTarot.com. You can book a private reading with me. 15-minute readings, 30-minute ones, 45-minute ones, whatever. Private readings over there on BeasTalksAndTarot.com. You can also do Reiki Energy healing if you feel like you need a tune-up or cleansing and clearing. Also, intuitive healing sessions for people who feel like they need to basically unload some stress, let go of some things in their past, figure out how to make their present and their future work for them, just get unstuck and get, happier with life. I've got that over there. I can work with you on that. Or if you want to learn to read the cards the way I read the cards, then tarot tutoring is on there as well. So all those things, BeasTalksAndTarot.com. So what else about February 2025 can we know? What else? February 2025, can we know, spirit guides? Oh man. Okay. Okay, as I'm shuffling, this one kind of went sideways in here when everything else is in the upright. So just doop. Okay. Bloop. I don't have to make sound effects for everything, I guess, but it just happens. So I don't know. I get that from my daddy. So take it up with him. So, okay, what I'm looking at here is, again, the one that just kind of came out on top of all of these. What do you know? It's the World card. And what do you know? It's all in reverse. Y'all, the image I'm getting, I swear, is dumpster fire. We have a dumpster fire emoji. Emoji. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is really killing me, this reading, I'm telling you. Perk Squad members, y'all have a dumpster fire emoji. Please feel free to place them below, because the World card here is up in reverse. I'm telling you, there's like weird world implosions going on in February. Just, you know, and again, I'm not saying explosions as in I'm saying implosion as in this society kind of caving in on itself, this society kind of caving in on itself, you know, this organization kind of, good God, sorry, I'm wild, kind of caving in on itself, all these things caving in on themselves, as in, you know, there's infighting internally that's getting in the way, or there's stuff like that. When things cave in because things are not in order internally. There's a lot of problems of things not being in order internally in a lot of different sectors across the globe in February 2025. Don't know how anymore to repeat myself on that. The interesting part is that that's going to play, because that plays out, the energy of that goes beyond just what it is, which is already enough. It's like the energy of that is going to affect things in so many ways, like my mouth, same speed, like if things are going on in all of those different buckets across the globe, then we are all feeling that as a collective. So all of us are feeling like irritable and anxious and, you know, more unhinged than usual. And then we might see that our plant life, animal life, or weather is also undergoing some weird signs of that as well. There might be weird things going on with the animals in the month. Good Lord, we already know we have the bird flu stuff, but we're going to see even more weird animal related things that's a microcosm of this macrocosm. We're going to see weird things happening with plants in that kind of a way. We're going to see weird things happening with the weather in this kind of a way. It's just a strange trickle down effect of, you know, as above, so below going on. This is just the wildest monthly reading, I swear. Usually our monthly readings are just much different than this. This is, my gosh. Ooh, I do have Premier Protein. I have a protein shake. I am gonna open this. I'm just gonna start drinking some proteins as I'm reading this, because I'm telling you, I'm just gaining a hell of a thirst from all of this. This is absolutely just too much. This is come hell or high water. Something's got to give. There's a lot here going on in a physical way, but yet it's also going on in terms of a passionate, emotional way. It's spilling over in that respect, changing physical things. Yes, it can get better. So again, for people who fear project, yes, it can get better, but the world is going to be topsy-turvy for a while as this stuff kind of comes up across everybody's radars, and we're like, what the hell are we supposed to do with this? So, how about stay hydrated in February as well? Good Lord. This is just insane. I've had things come up about weird collective stuff before. I've had stuff come up about weird weather stuff before. I've never had it come up in here before that it's like, and that also makes weird animal and plant things happen. I don't even really know what that would mean. The only way I can think of that is like how we've have the bird flu thing going on. If there's something about that escalates, expands, or something like that happens in other species or something that kind of crops up in February, maybe that's what they mean. Plants? What do you mean by that? That plants have some weird kind of a manifestation of this energy. Does that mean like how we were seeing with the LA fires, God forbid, and the plants were, getting all burnt up and shit from that? Are we seeing more kinds of things like that? Or like if there's, God forbid, oil spills or something that are causing issues to plant life or something. Like, I don't know. That's just that's different. That's kind of bizarre for a reading. So just eyes and ears open, especially in case any of that could affect us in some kind of ways. Again, all these things are affecting each other. They're all trickling down and affecting each other. So let's say something like that happens and we need to make sure we're up to date on our rabies shots or whatever, or, whatever it is, or say things like that happen and we need to make sure that we have some decent, reserves of rice and beans and all those kinds of things. Because let's say there's something that happens with plants or animals that causes, God forbid, food shortages or something. So this is just a, hey, heads up, chaotic month, weird energy. Just do little things here and there to feel a little bit more prepared, to feel a little bit more confident about riding through a tough, confusing time, and unplug in the ways that you need to preserve your sanity. Knowing that doesn't mean you're putting your head in the sand like an ostrich. First of all, they don't even do that. Debunked. Second of all, it doesn't mean that. It just means literally, okay, so you're going to be an endurist and you're going to, be a good old girl and keep up with every little headline that comes out of the news. And then you're going to burn the candle from both ends and you're going to, be putting an I love me jacket. That's a bad joke. I'm a therapist. Bad joke. Whatever. We have some dark humor sometimes just to get through some things. But be put into some kind of a situation because you burned both candles or you burned the candle from both ends. You don't want to end up like that. We have to have some sort of self-preservation method, some sort of keeping our cups full so that we can last. It's kind of like when you have your phone and you put it on power saving mode. It's not like I'm being rude by telling the background apps they're not allowed to run right now. They're paused or whatever. It's not, no, it just means I need to be able to stretch myself out longer. And the way that I do that is I shut down the unessentials and the unnecessaries. And I just put myself, what are my bottom lines that I need to know, that I need to deal with, that I need to do? And everything else is going to be superfluous noise that I have to tune out and put in the background right now because I am currently on power saving mode. That's what I have to do. That's what I have to do to make sure I can be okay until the next point I'm able to fully recharge. And so it's not selfish or self-serving or privileged to do that. It's necessary in February, okay? In February, this is not a luxury. This is a necessity. This is a figure it out and find out a way to do it, regardless of what your situation is, your circumstances are. Find out something, even the smallest little things, something. Okay, y'all. So, what I'm going to be doing now, because we've been going on and on and on and on and on, is that that before we go into the Perk Squad extended video, I want to do a giveaway. Because I had told myself that that's a goal I want to do for the year of 2025, is that on all of these monthly readings that we would continue to do the pay it forward thing and continue to do a giveaway. So as usual, like what we've been doing in the past handful of giveaways, we're going to do the word win. So WIN, write the word win in the comments if you would like to be entered into a giveaway. The prize is a free 15-minute private reading with me. So if you have already been a giveaway winner, then please refrain from entering the giveaway so that other people can have a chance to win. But if you have not yet won a giveaway and you want to be entered, then just write win in the comments below, WIN, and you can be entered in the giveaway to possibly win a free 15-minute private tarot reading with me. And I will announce the winner on an upcoming video, some video in the month of February. I'm not sure which one because I don't know the order of the videos that I have coming up. So I don't know which one, but you know, stay tuned. Stay posted to the videos coming up, and in one of the February videos I will announce the person who has won the free 15-minute private tarot reading with me. So I want to keep doing that. Our friend Elle here started that over the holidays, and I thought it was so kind of her that it inspired me to do that at the top of the month, every single month in the year of 2025. And Lord willing, if my channel is still here and all things are well and good, then I would like to continue to do it for as long as I'm here on YouTube. So yeah, I just want to be able to give back monthly to people who otherwise maybe wouldn't be able to do a reading. So anyway, got that there. If you want to enter the giveaway, you know how to do it. Stay tuned so you can figure out who the winner is on an upcoming video. Again, BeasTalksAndTarot.com for anybody that would like to go ahead and book your own reading if you want a 15-minute, 30-minute, or 45, or any of those other services that I mentioned. And stay tuned here for a B-roll. I'm going to put a B-roll here at the end. Puppy shenanigans or other such foolery, so that there's something fun and interesting here at the end to take away from the complete and utter chaos that this has been. And if you're interested in finding out what else are we allowed to know about February 2025, then join the Perk Squad, because Perk Squad, that video's coming at you right now. So don't be a stranger, come back and see me, and I will talk at you later. Bye, love you, mean it. Bye, y'all. Look at you on medium-sized lammy, which is next to a small lammy, next to another small lammy, next to a lobster, which is also next to a small lammy, and I think there's another small lammy hiding in Teddy's tail. Is that true? What are you doing, dude?
Here's a giant lammy.
Oh, as Rico's laying on a giant lammy with a small lammy on top. Are you kidding me, Rico? Did you even realize?
It was right there when I laid down.
It is a lammy under his butt.
Yeah.
So how many lammies are there? 1, 2, 3,
4, 5.
5, and then now 6, 7. Are we sure there's no fucking lammies under this? It's ridiculous, honestly. I'm making sure there's none in these places. Oh my gosh.
Left leg right here.
Ridiculous.
There might be one under the blanket.
Ridiculous.
There was something under the blanket.
There's not. Did you just pull another lammy out from under the blanket?
Because I felt something earlier in the blanket. So I'm like, it might be an ice cream, but I see the ice cream over there.
It might be an ice cream, but I see the ice cream over there. So it's not the ice cream. It was yet another lammy.
Candy corn.
Candy corn lammy. Oh my gosh, this is literally ridiculous.
That was the only one.
They have a problem. They have a problem.
No.
You just threw it and it just landed upright like that? Teddy's like, I'll fix that. Lord, don't know where Bodie went.
Downstairs.
Bodie's downstairs.
Yeah,
Does Bodie not care about his family?
he's on the couch, but he's like digging.
Downstairs, we say. I mean, does this really count as downstairs? It's literally that, but
Hey.
hey,
Oh, he has a lamp chop right there. Look,
he has a lamb chop where?
right behind his ear.
Behind it. Oh, yes. Hold on. Let's zoom out. Right where Scoot's going. That right there that just moved, that is another lamb chop. For fuck's sake.
Look.
Oh wait, yeah, I just stopped the video, but then I looked down. There's actually a medium lammy on the floor with a rainbow
Look, you don't have to
right
go
there.
all the way to the kitchen.
So there's actually two lammies right here. I thought the video was over,
right there.
Honestly, this house, we have an infestation. And this is a devil lammy with devil horns. Oh my.